afternoon to the listeners. Good afternoon to the Kankan population. Good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon to those students who are in Sirekure, Farana, Sigirin, and so on. This afternoon we have a topic that we are going to develop together. The topic is going to concern the if clauses or conditional forms. As you know, in English we have four main parts of conditionals. You have the conditional zero or conditional not. You have the first conditional second position. The third, you have the second conditional, and then the last you have the third conditional. Very good. Let us take the first conditional form. In first conditional, you have two tendencies. Either you have the affirmative statement or negative statement. Let us start by the affirmative statement. Subject, affirmative, subject plus verb. The verb is to the simple present plus completion. Now, the result of this first statement will be subject plus will plus base verb plus completion. It means what? The first sentence that you are going to produce will be produced to the present simple. And now the coming action will be projected into the simple future tense, into the coming time, and this coming time will be realized by the simple future. Okay, the result will be what? Subject plus will plus base verb plus completion. Example. You have some examples here. Okay. If you study hard, if you study hard, comma, you will pass the test. You will pass the test. Very good. If you study hard, you will pass the test. I'm not going to spend the time on conditional zero. There is no need. Let us see these forms of conditional. If you work hard, you will pass the test. Very good. Second sentence is, if you are sick, comma, you will go to the hospital. 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 Yes. Hospital. Yes. You will go to the hospital. If you are sick, you will go to the hospital. You can also construct or you can also build the sentence into the negative form. If it rains, comma, the student will not come to school. The student will not come to school. Come to school. Good. This is the first conditional. Wherever you are dealing with this tense or with this formula, you have to put in mind that the verb is going to be conjugated to the simple present into the affirmative or negative sentence. Okay? Now, the common result, the common event, the common situation, the common fact will be realized into the simple features, and that's all. Listen very carefully. If you are dealing with an affirmative statement, the result or the common action, the common event will be to the simple feature. Thank you very much. The second part is going to concern the second conditional. Second conditional. In second conditional, all the verbs are going to be conjugated to the simple past. In this case, you have a structure subject plus, or if plus subject plus verb into bracket. The verb, yes, past tense, put in mind, past tense, and then after the completion, you have if plus subject plus verb into the past tense plus completion. Example, if I had money, if I had money, comma, if I had money, the result will be what? Result will be result subject plus this will become would or can or might. Will become would, comma, can in certain circumstances, or may, let us, and so on. Yes, you can say being able to do something, having a power, the force to accomplish an action, being able to do something. You are capable to do something. In this case, you use modal. And this modal, the conditional of modal, this one is the will of is would. In this case, if I had money, let us give the result. If I had money, I would buy a car. I would buy a car. Would. Buy. You have would plus base verb plus completion. Buy a car. Very good. I would buy a car. Thank you. Very good. The second sentence. If you went to USA, if you went, the verb to go, when you conjugate the verb to go to the simple past, it becomes went. If you went to USA, comma, you would speak English. You would speak English. You would speak English. You would speak English. Yes, you would speak English. Very good. Thank you very much. If I were rich, if I were, some people are going to ask me a question, Mr. Why not if I was? Yes, you have two types of using the auxiliary to be. If I was, necessary, welcome, yes, well done, well meaning. If I were, there is no problem, please, because we are dealing with the simple auxiliary to be. Let us go. If I were rich, comma, I would buy. I would build. I would like to say, I would build a nice house. I would build a nice house. A nice house. Very good. Now, if I were sick, yes, or if I were you, if you were me, yes, if you were me, or if you were me, you won't stay. won't stay. Very good. The contractive form of will not is won't stay. You wouldn't stay. You wouldn't, I would like to say. You wouldn't stay. You wouldn't. You wouldn't stay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The last part is going to concern the third conditional. Third conditional. The third conditional. And then after developing this one, I'm going to give you the third conditional. The third conditional is used for the actions that are not true or real. The action is not true. The action is not performed. The action will not be done as we think. And so we are using the third conditional just to use, but for the situation that will not be happening on the coming time. So in this case, you have as a structure if plus had, yes, plus subject plus had, plus PP. The PP, the past participle, PP, plus completion. It means what? If I had, okay, you have the past perfect tense. If, as an example, if I had studied, if I had studied well, good, comma. If I had studied well, the result will be what? The result of this statement will be what? The result will be what? The result here, you have result. Okay, subject plus would plus, yes, could, again, if you want, plus might, if you see necessary. Okay, so on. Subject plus would plus to have to the infinitive. I would have plus the past participle of the verb, past participle of the verb. You have the past participle of the verb and then plus the completion. Let us see. If I had studied well, the response will be I would have gone. I would have gone if I had studied well. I would have gone to the university. Here you are. We are going to link things according to the structure that we have already given to the board. I would have gone to the university. Thank you very much. To the university. I would have gone to the university. Yes, let us see. Subject, the result, yes. Would, yes. Have is here. And then the past participle of the verb to go, yes. The completion will be what? Going to the university. Thank you very much for your understanding. But I'm going to underline one thing that it is nonsense, for instance. That is up to me. Except if. Except if. Except if. Unless if. Okay. Yes. Except if, unless if. You are going to underline this one. Very good. But except is not the most useful. The most useful in these two expressions is unless. Except they are commonly used. Except and, except if, and unless if. They are commonly use. Don't be confused in their uses. You have to separate, but you have to retain first. They are commonly used together, but the best one, the most useful between among these two expressions is unless. Unless, example, yes. Unless you speak loudly, unless if you speak loudly, unless if you speak loudly, you won't. If you speak loudly, you won't understand. You won't understand. Yes, unless you speak loudly, you won't understand. Good. I'm not going to make a lot of comments on this one, but you have to retain again one fact. Where in the second conditional, where is used in all with all the objects, is used with all the objects, with all the subjects, I would like to say. Where is used with all the subjects. Where? If I were, if you were, if he were, if she were, if it were, if we were, if you were, if they were. In this case, you have to return. Where is used to the second conditional form from the first person singular up to the last plural is useful. All the personal pronouns are going to use where. Okay? Okay. So, we're dealing with the conditional forms. I'm going to restart by the first conditional. The first conditional, you have an affirmative statement or negative statement. Okay, now the result will be subject plus be plus base verb plus completion. For instance, if you are sick, you will go to the hospital. If you are hungry, you will eat. If you are upset, you will laugh. Something like this. Very good. If you study well, you will go to the university. If you study hard, you will pass the test. If you study hard, you will pass your exam. If you study hard, you will succeed, okay, in your life. If you study hard, you will understand how to speak English. If you study well, you will understand how to speak French. If you study well, you will understand how to solve some problem into the mathematical way. If you are sick, you will go to the hospital. If you are sick, you will stay at home. If you are sick, you won't eat. If you are sick, you will not work. If you are sick, you will not go to school. If you are sick, you will take medicines. Good. If you are sick, there is no way for you to do. You have to stay or you have to take rest. Good. If it rains, the student will not come to school. If it rains, the student will not come to school. If it rains, the student will not come to the market. If it rains, the student will not study. If it rains, I will not go to school. I will not work. If it rains, I will stay in my house. If it rains, I will stay in my village. If it rains, I will not work today. Very good. The third conditional. The third conditional, you have to put in mind that the verb is going to be conjugated to the simple past. And then you have some example. You have an affirmative statement. If I had money, I would buy. Now will becomes would. If I had money, I will buy a car. Very good. The result subject plus will, can, may, and it depends. Okay. If you went to USA, you would speak English. If I were rich, I will build a nice house. If you were me, you wouldn't stay. The third conditional. If I had studied well, I would have gone to the university. Okay. If you had told me, comma, I would have known. I would have known. I would have known. If you had told me, I would have known. Yes. If she had been married, if she had been married, she would have gotten it. She would have gotten many children. Thank you very much. And what I'm going to tell you, what I'm going to let you know in about this topic, you have sentences that are beginning not with it. The sentences that are beginning simply and then they are finishing by if clauses, and others are starting by if and they are finishing by not if clauses, by the simple responses or simple results. So for your questions are welcome. I know I will receive a lot of questions like yesterday night. You are with your friend, you are with your relative, your classmate, or your bosom friend, or your friend, and an English teacher of Summary High School. My name is Mr. Paul. All my thanks to everyone that have participated or have listening to our explanation talking about the if clauses. For the question, you write down your questions. Maybe I will be here during the night to pass to the questions side, all the questions that you need to answer. But what I'm going to tell you, if you want to ask questions, don't ask questions out of the classes, out of the topic. Ask questions concerning the topic. Okay, once again, thank you very much to everyone. And then I have to leave you, and then we have to be met maybe during the night. Thank you very much. I wish you good luck to your exams. Your English teacher. Bye.